Dear brother, Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Gambia, the accompanying delegation, allow me at the beginning to welcome you in your second home country, Egypt. Today, we are meeting within our framework of our mutual celebration this year of the 60th anniversary of the diplomatic relations between Egypt and the Gambia. Egypt has been one of the very first countries that recognized the independent Gambia in 1965 within the framework of Egypt's leadership of the African liberation efforts. Our deliberations today with my dear brother, His Excellency Dr. Mamadou Tangara, the ways of enhancing the bilateral cooperation between the two brotherly states in all the fields, including cooperation in the fields of agriculture, fisheries, health, education, developing capacities, and etc. We also agreed on the importance of enhancing exchange between both countries by increasing investment opportunities and the involvement of private sector in both countries. I convey to His Excellency the Minister these greetings and the appreciation of His Excellency President Abdel al-Sisi and his appreciation to his brother, the President of the Republic of Gambia. Similarly, His Excellency the Minister conveyed the greetings and the appreciation of His Excellency the President of Gambia to his brother, the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Today, we've also tackled further aspects to develop relations between both countries, especially with the approaching of the inauguration of an embassy for Gambia in Cairo soon, which reflects the strength of the relation and cooperation between the leadership of the two leaderships and peoples of the two countries. I also confirmed to His Excellency Brother Dr. Tangara Egypt's full readiness to further enhance and deepen all the mechanisms of cooperation with the brotherly state of Gambia as an implementation to its developmental aspirations and its strategic five-pillar plan 2025-2029, and Egypt's full desire to aid in implementing these ambitious plans launched by the National Assembly of Gambia to enhance the good governance and the institutional capacity. During my discussion with my brother, Excellency the Minister, I discussed the cooperation in the pharmaceuticals. As you know, pharmaceutical sector is a very promising, strong sector in Egypt economy. It started in the 40s of the last century. It's highly represented in the African continent. Definitely, cooperation in the pharmaceuticals and medical equipment is an essential to enhance bilateral cooperation between both brotherly states. I also confirmed to His Excellency the Minister our keenness to localize industry and transfer technology to the brotherly state of Gambia, which supports development and welfare of the people of Gambia. Our discussions also tackled the paramount importance of doubling the trade balance between both states and working on removing all the obstacles, in addition to working on launching maritime lines to connect between both countries, since the maritime shipping is very important, connecting Alexandria port and the Egyptian ports in general to the ports in the West Africa to become a gate and the entrance point to the West and the middle of Africa. Of course, all of this will enhance trade exchange between both brotherly states. And and definitely between Egypt and the brothers in the Middle and the Central Africa, and the West and the Central Africa. Our discussions also tackled cooperation in the field of diplomatic training, and we agreed to receive a great number of young Gambian diplomats to receive training courses in their second home country, Egypt, in the Ministry of Diplomatic Studies affiliated to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Alongside the training courses provided by the Egyptian Agency for Partnership for Development in different fields and sectors, including training, capacity building, agriculture, energy, infrastructure, and security. Gambia is one of the countries on the top benefiting from these courses over the past years. Their number reached 78 training courses with total participation of 127 participants from the brotherly state of Gambia. I also agreed with His Excellency Brother Dr. Mamadou to expand the sending Egyptian experts to Gambia in the sectors identified by Gambia. We also discussed in details the cooperation in the medical field and health sector. Egypt participated in establishing a very important uh, investment hospital in Bangor, the capital of Gambia, and His Excellency the President of Gambia a few weeks ago visited this great establishment, this great medical establishment in the capital Bangor, in a tour that he took to visit some facilities there. We also talked about sending a group of senior doctors in the field of medical convoys and the medical specializations identified by the Gambian side as well, to enhance cooperation, especially in the field of accurate surgeries, especially open heart surgeries, kidney transplant and liver transplant surgeries, and other very complicated and sophisticated specializations. We also agreed on continuing coordination between both countries to quickly sign two memos of understanding in the field of fisheries and higher education. We also talked about the scholarships provided by the Ministry of Higher Education in Egypt to the Gambian students, while increasing the scholarships provided by Al-Azhar to our Gambian brothers, and the different fields of education provided by the Al-Azhar University. Of course, Al-Azhar Al-Sharif plays a very important role in Gambia, either by the Arabic language teaching center or spreading the instructions of the moderate religion of Islam and combating the extremism ideas. We also agreed to continue this kind of cooperation between the two brotherly states. With my brother, His Excellency Dr. Mamadou Tangara, we both discussed the dangerous and serious security situation in west of Africa and Ghana Gulf. We also agreed on the importance of consolidating our effort in combating terrorism and maintaining the security and stability of the region to serve the developmental goals and aspirations of the peoples of this region. We also discussed in details the situation within the framework of the African Union and the importance of activating African Union mechanisms to increase the efficiency and effectiveness of the Union and its institutions. I also expressed to His Excellency the Minister our full appreciation to the full support provided by Gambia to the African Union nominee to UNESCO General Manager Dr. Khalid Al-Anani. We also exchanged views on the aggressive hostility against the Palestinian people in Gaza Strip and the dire necessity to an immediate lasting ceasefire and releasing the hostages and returning to activate January 19th agreement. We also stressed on the importance of the Israeli full withdrawal from from every place in Gaza and the full access to humanitarian aid to contain the the effects of or the implications of the humanitarian catastrophe there again. Dr. Mamadou, I'd like to welcome you in your second home country of Egypt, and I'd like to wish you a good stay here. His Excellency, the Minister, will have meetings with Egyptian ministers, and he will have the honor of meeting His Eminence, the Sheikh of Al-Azhar, Imam of Al-Azhar. Again, I'd like to welcome you, and now the floor is yours. شكرا جزيلا معالي الدكتور بدر عبد العاطي، وزير الشؤون الخارجية لجمهورية مصر العربية. أولا وقبل أي شيء أود أن أشكرك على حسن ترحيبك وضيافتك الرائعة في هذا البلد العظيم، هذا البلد الذي يتمتع بتاريخ عظيم وشعب رائع. وأنا أنقل إليك ومن خلالك على تحيات وتقدير رئيس غامبيا إلى الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي. إنه معجب للغاية بجهود الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي وبالسلام والاستقرار الذي حققه في هذا البلد العظيم. أنتم محاطون بالكثير من البلدان التي تواجه الكثير من التحديات، ولكن الرئيس السيسي تمكن من الحفاظ على السلام والاستقرار، والسلام والاستقرار هما شرطين أساسيين لتحقيق أي تقدم وأي تنمية، ونحن نحييه لذلك. وأود أن أستغل هذه الفرصة أيضا لأشكر وأثني على دعم مصر خلال قمة دول التعاون الإسلامي. إن استضافة غامبيا لهذه القمة تم الاتفاق عليه هنا في مصر، وقد كانت مصر حاضرة قبل القمة، ونحن نعتمد عليكم من أجل دفع بأهدافنا النبيلة والتي ذكرتها، ولا سيما الوضع المزري الذي يعيشه إخواننا وأخواتنا في غزة اليوم. أعتقد أننا جميعا سواء كنا مسلمين أو غير مسلمين ندين ذلك، إنها قضية إنسانية بالنسبة إلينا جميعا. علينا أن نضمن تغير هذا الوضع للأفضل، ونحن نثني على حكمتك في التعامل مع هذا الموقف. وأنا أيضا أريد أن أهنئك وأثني عليك على الديناميكية بوصفك وزيرا للخارجية لجمهورية مصر العربية. أعتقد وفي رأيي لقد أعطيت حيوية جديدة للدبلوماسية المصرية في القارة الأفريقية. نحن الآن نتحدث بين الزملاء، والجميع يقدر استباقيتك والتزامك للعمل وانفتاحك للعمل أيضا. لذلك نتمنى لك التوفيق في هذه المهمة النبيلة والصعبة. إن مصر ليست بدولة صغيرة، وعليكم أن تلعبوا دورا ليس فقط في نطاق القارة ولكن على المستوى العالمي وفي الساحة العالمية. ولذلك نحن نثني على دورك بسبب عدم انحياز مصر. عندما نتحدث عن عدم الانحياز فإننا نتحدث عن جمال عبد الناصر وسكرانو والهند والزعيم نهرو والزعيم تيتو. واليوم قبل أي وقت يجب أن نتصدى للاستقطاب في العالم أكثر من أي وقت مضى. وعلينا أن نضمن وجود السلام والاستقرار في بلادنا، وأن نعمل على تنمية بلادنا. عندما انتخبنا الشعب وعندما أعطانا السلطة فهذا ما طلبه مننا. أما على المستوى الثنائي فلقد ذكرت ما ناقشناه، وأنا أتفق معك، وأنت جعلت مهمتي أسهل، وقد كانت نقاشاتنا مثمرة. وأنا أتطلع أن أترجم كل هذه النقاشات إلى أعمال ملموسة، وأنا أتطلع أيضا إلى مقابلة فضيلة الإمام الأكبر إمام الأزهر الشريف، وأنا أكن له كل الاحترام والإعجاب، وهذا ما يكنه له جميع الأمة الإسلامية، إنه يمثل الإسلام المعتدل الإسلام الذي لا يدعو لقتل الناس، بل الإسلام الذي يدعو لنشر الكلمة الطيبة وجمع الناس معا في ضوء هذا الدين السلمي. وأنا أتطلع إلى مقابلة هذا الرجل العظيم، وأنا أيضا أن أنقل امتنان كل العلماء الذين درسوا في هذه المؤسسة العظيمة من جامبيا، وامتناننا لرئيس جمهورية مصر العربية ولك أيضا ولفريقك ولجميع الشعب. ونحن منفتحين لتلقي جميع الأسئلة. أنا لا أريد أن أكرر ما ذكره معالي لكم، لأن ما ذكره كان ملخصا وانعكاسا جيدا لمناقشتنا. شكرا جزيلا لك وباركك الله وبارك الشعب المصري. Thank you. Now we will open the room for this.
أستاذة ميار اتفضلي من سبوتنيك. ميار مختار اتفضلي.
اهلا وسهلا معالي الوزير. ميار مختار من وكالة الانباء الروسية سبوتنيك.
ميار مختار from Sputnik, the Russian news agency. I'd like to ask you a question on reaching a ceasefire agreement in Gaza Strip and waiting for Trump's declaration of this ceasefire. Since Egypt is a mediator, are there any guarantees to make sure that the war will not continue in Gaza Strip, especially after the declaration of Benjamin Netanyahu on the continuous fighting, even if a ceasefire agreement was reached too? Thank you. Thank you so much. Of course, what's happening in Gaza Strip is frequent crimes and frequent hostility and aggression, the daily murdering, and the starvation policy pursued now is unprecedented in the modern history. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for the international community, as my brother, His Excellency the Minister, mentioned. It's unacceptable for the whole humanity to accept these austerities taking place on a daily basis and using starvation as a collective punishment method, which is a flagrant violation to all the rules of the international law and the international humanitarian law. The Egyptian efforts have not stopped for a moment. They are continuous 24/7 to swiftly stopping the murdering and to guarantee the full access to the medical and humanitarian aid as soon as possible. A full siege is imposed by the aggressive Israeli occupation against the civilians in Gaza Strip for more than 80 days. And the international community turned a blind eye in front of all of these. So the Egyptian efforts are continuous. We are practicing pressure with all of our power, individually and in cooperation with our brothers in Qatar and in coordination with the United States and within the framework of the Islamic Arab Ministerial Committee. We are practicing pressure with all of our power to stop the bloodshed and the bloodbath that the Palestinian people has to face. We hope that this agreement will be settled as soon as possible. There should be an immediate stop to this crazy and absurd war. The bloodshed of the Palestinian people has to stop. The aids have to enter without any conditions to our people in Gaza Strip. Definitely, releasing hostage is important, and from both sides. This is what we are seeking. Three pillars to reach a ceasefire agreement. We seek the sustainability of the ceasefire so we didn't repeat what happened in January 19, because the Israeli side continued the fighting and the aggression and the strike and the horrible war in March. So we are doing our best with the United States to have guarantees to the sustainable ceasefire and the full access to aid and release hostage. We will never save an effort. We hope to have specific and positive results in the upcoming period. The international community has to elevate to the level of these challenges and flagrant violations taking place on a daily basis. There should be clear word, a clear statement, and clear pressure on the Israeli side to stop the bloodshed. We will continue these efforts, and definitely we are communicating with the international community through the ministerial committee. We will continue this effort, and we are encouraging these civilized states around the world to a full recognition of the Palestinian state and practicing the full pressure on the Israeli side to stop this aggression and to stop the starvation policy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Another question? Mr. Mohammed Mustafa, Middle Eastern News Agency. Good afternoon, Your Excellency. I'd like to welcome His Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Gambia. My first question is to Dr. Badr. As for the tripartite meeting that was held a while ago, did the three countries reach a mechanism that can penetrate through the Libyan file? The problems and the ground are getting severe a day after another. Another question to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Gambia. You have referred to your impression and your current view to the dynamics of the leadership of the Egyptian diplomacy and the diplomatic machine of Egypt regarding many files. Can we say that there is movement towards transforming the extended cooperation relation between both countries to a level of long-term partnership, especially after what we heard from Dr. Badr, that there are several fields of cooperation in addition to the political aspect? شكرا جزيلا. بالفعل في نقاشاتنا نظرنا إلى إمكانية الارتقاء بتعاوننا إلى مستوى أعلى. أنا أعلم أنه مع التزامه والمناقشات التي خضناها فإننا سنتمكن من تحقيق ذلك، وأنا سأدعوه في المستقبل القريب للغاية لزيارة غامبيا. وعندما أرسلت له الدعوة فكرنا في أن يحضر معه مستثمرين وأشخاص مهتمين بالأعمال من مصر من أجل استكشاف فرص الأعمال. إن غامبيا دولة صغيرة ولكنها بوابة لأفريقيا، ولدينا بالفعل تمثيل جيد للغاية وصورة جيدة وإيجابية لمصر ومجتمع الأعمال المصري، ولا سيما مع وجود مجموعات أعمال في غامبيا، وهي ليست موجودة فقط في غامبيا بل في المنطقة بأسرها، وأن الأعمال التجارية تتم بشكل أمين وبطريقة جيدة وطريقة يقدرها المجتمع. أن نصر البلاد من خلال ممثليها ومن خلال مجتمع الأعمال، وأنا ليس لدي أي شك أنه مع زيارة الوزير وبصحبته رجال الأعمال فإن ذلك سيعزز من التعاون بين دول الجنوب الذي نحاول أن ندعمه بدلا من التوجه إلى أوروبا والدول الأخرى. إن نحن نحاول أن نحقق الاستثمار من قبل مصر في أفريقيا، ولا سيما مع وجود أزمات مختلفة، وحتى أن وزير التجارة لدينا سيزور مصر من أجل أن يرى كيفية استيراد الأسمنت من مصر، وهنالك أيضا كثير من مجالات التعاون معا، وسيكون هنالك لجنة مشتركة نستكشف فيها جميع مجالات التعاون وأن نتشاور فيها مع بعضنا البعض بشكل متكرر وفي أثناء رئاسة منظمة التعاون الإسلامية. فنحن نعتمد على حكمتكم ورؤيتكم وقدرتكم على التحرك بشكل فعال في جميع المشكلات، لذلك نحن نعتمد على مشورتكم ونصيحتكم. شكرا جزيلا. Thank you so much, my dear brother, Dr. Mamadou. Indeed, the relations are very strained, and in the upcoming period, I hope that they would witness more enhancement, especially in the field of trade exchange, and we appreciate the role of Gambia during its current presidency to the OIC, its role in supporting the Palestinian rights and the aspirations of the Palestinian people in establishing their independent state. As for the tripartite cooperation, It was a very important meeting. It's very normal that, especially the three countries are neighboring to Libya. So what's happening in Libya affects the peace and stability and security in the three countries. Of course, there is a mutual interest in enhancing cooperation and consultation regarding the situation in Libya. As you know, the situation is very fragile, and in Tripoli and the capital and in the west, there is lack of stability. There is instability in these areas, and through coordination and consultation with our brothers in Algeria and Tunisia, since they are neighboring countries, in addition to Egypt, of course, we hope to work on activating the Libyan ownership of the political solution, because there are no military solutions for this crisis. There was consensus that the origin of the problem is the militias, the armed militias, and the harmful foreign intervention that affects the stability of the country. Hence, the foreign forces should exit. The militias should be dismantled. They should be disarmed as well. It's necessary to continue the political path inside Libya. Take into consideration that this is the most important thing. The unity of Libya should be maintained while unifying the state institution of Libya. The statement shows consensus on giving the priority to the parliamentary and presidential elections in parallel, because this is the main thing to achieve stability and peace in Libya. Thank you so much. Thank you.